Hi, this is Lynn, and welcome to another Persuasion Byte. Bite-sized tips on persuasion that you can use right away. When was the last time you felt afraid? For me, it was right before I turned on the camera. What if I say or do something really stupid and you decide never to hang out with me again? So I started paying attention to fear, and I came up with 3 things that are helpful to me that I hope will be helpful to you as well. First, fear is why we're here. As a species back in the old days when we were in the jungle, our brains had one job, which was to keep us alive. And today, that means we have a part of our brain called the amygdala, and its job is to scan the horizon, looking for physical and verbal risks and threats, and getting us out of the way. So the scoop is, we are here because our ancestors learned to identify things that could kill them and get them out of the way faster. And the idea was 4 choices: fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, where we prostrate ourselves in front of a force that is greater than us. And in addition, our brains secrete something called a neurotransmitter called norepinephrine, which imprints the fearful memory into us, so we're more likely to remember it and not do the same thing again, which is why memories of fearful events are a whole lot easier for us to remember than memories of happy events. Our brains are risk averse. This is what's kept us alive, and fear is an important part of that. The second useful thing to know is that our brains cannot tell the difference between something we imagine and something that's actually going on. So when you think about, oh, what's going to happen if I lose my child in this huge park with all these people around? Or what's going to happen if I really blow this new business presentation? Your brain reacts as though it's actually going on now. So we have to calm ourselves about things that we're imagining because our brain treats it as though it's going on now. The third idea that's important is that fear is basically physiological data that our brain receives. But what ends up happening is that we create judgments about fear. We say things like, emotions are good and bad. Happiness good, fear bad. We need to avoid bad emotions. And no, it's just data. So, for example, when you say things like, I mustn't be afraid, or I have to be fearless, no, it's not true. What you need to know is your awareness of things that cause you fear, and if they should be causing you fear. This week, I invite you to notice when you're afraid, and then name what it is that is causing the fear, rather than having just a knee-jerk reaction to it and deciding it's bad and you need to conquer it. Here's what fear can teach us. It can teach us something that we want to do, for example, which is new and we've never tried before, and makes us afraid. Well, there are ways that I can reduce the fear associated with this and still do it anyway. The second thing that fear can teach us when we examine it is what are things that are truly dangerous and I should not be doing. Be kind to yourself and to others who are in fear. No, it's just our body telling us to be careful. Because when you do this, you'll become the most persuasive person in the room. Thanks for watching.